Welcome to the Tequila Time Podcast. I'm so excited to introduce to you today's guest, member of the Ape Yacht Club, GratefulApe. Hey, GratefulApe, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. I have a great day today. It's a Thanksgiving in America, so yeah, amazing day. Chilling, went to gym. Yeah, super excited to be here today.
I love it. Amazing. I'm so excited to have you on. And yes, Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone in America and around the globe who celebrates it. But yeah, so excited. I'm pumped to have you on today, Grateful Ape. You're an awesome board ape who I've been so excited to meet since the very beginning. And lately we managed to catch up in London, which was absolutely epic to meet you in real life. And to have you on the podcast so soon after that, I feel just, grateful. I feel grateful.
That's amazing. And London was really incredible. I really enjoyed, meeting all the friends IRL. It was special. And now we have Miami right ahead of us. So that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
I love it. I love it. Just to start, I would love to just roll back to the very beginning of your story when you entered the Board Ape Yacht Club. How did that look for you right at the beginning?
So I actually woke up on the 1st of May, and I look at my hands and I saw pink fur and I was like, what's going on? And I I was in Bali actually, and yeah, it was a long journey actually to get into the Board Ape Yacht Club because my first NFT I bought in 2017, it was CryptoKitties. I had no idea what I was doing. I set up the wallet somehow, I didn't even know that I'm buying crypto. I bought ETH, and I bought a few CryptoKitties. And then after some time, it was January 2021, I found out about NBA Top Shot, so I started collecting an NBA Top Shot. There was a great community, so I got back to Twitter. I actually set up my Twitter in 2012 and tweeted like 5 times, and it started in January 2021, I think. So the community was incredible. Everyone was talking about other NFTs, so I bought some stuff on crypto.com, some other crazy places that I don't know. And I think actually the my Bored Ape that I minted was probably my second mint on Ethereum blockchain. So I was kind of lucky in this.
Wow, I love it. I love it. So you were in Bali and suddenly you got immersed back into NFTs through the CryptoKitties. They were huge at the time as well. Like they really did pump. But I think there was such a huge supply that obviously kind of
hmm
diluted the floor price. But wow, yeah. Thank goodness you managed to get into the Bored Ape Yacht Club because it's an absolute asset to have you in the club. You are so positive, and the fact that you've been here from then till now and held on through the bull run and the bear market and everything we've sort of experienced so far, it's just amazing because it does truly demonstrate the people who are here for things outside of making money, the community, making IRL friends from something that we all believe in is the future. Just who knew from the beginning moment, minting our board apes, that it would have gone so well? Who knew that this would have been that project that actually did supersede all our expectations? Yeah, I'm so glad you're in the club. It's freaking epic. I love it.
It's amazing. And it's really funny because I made a stickers and I put them on my laptop and I was going around and people were like, in May 2021, they were like, what is that? Why you have that cartoons? And I was like, oh, that's insane. The community is so crazy. I love it. And then I think when Apes hit like $5,000, I was like, can you imagine this JPEG costs like $5,000? It's totally crazy. And people are like, wow, what is that? So it was different time. The vibes were insane. So I love that.
Yeah, it was wild. We've had so many interesting moments so far. There's been so many differences throughout each, I would say, quarter of each year. And we're about over 18 months now through the journey. And there's been periods through that time where we've seen lots of changes, where many of the people who
hmm
first minted might have left. And the difference in, I guess, the attitudes and the personalities we've seen. There's been lots of different changes, ups and downs, highs and lows. And we've seen so many different people come and go throughout that time that it's very, very interesting to just watch things as they change. And we are so
Hmm.
early that I'm sure we'll see continual changes throughout our time here. But I am so excited to see where it goes because who knows where we're going to take it. Wow.
Exactly. Yeah. And I remember, um, a lot of people sold their ape, they minted, and they paid all their debt, and I think it's really amazing. They had like that college loans and stuff like this, it's life
Yeah.
changing for them. So I think it's great that, the apes were a vehicle for them actually to do this. And then there are people that just hold, and enjoying the community. Everyone is in different situations, so I think everyone can do whatever they can. There was a lot of self shaming in the past, but I just enjoy the ride, meeting with other people, and build something in this space, because like we are the pioneers in this space, so it's really exciting. I love that.
For sure, I love it too. And yeah, it's been totally life changing. And even some of the OGs that were here at the beginning, some of them who actually gave up their apes, some of them gave up their apes to get new people into the club. At the beginning, there was
Yeah,
a totally different, I guess, atmosphere around like giving away free apes so that you could bring people in. And then some of those OGs, I won't name names, but made very good friends with them. And even though they gave apes away as gifts and also sold their bored apes when they reached all-time highs to pay off debts, to get a new house, to sort of fund their normal in real life for their family, and maybe they had newborn babies, etc. But I do believe that those people right at the beginning who were very kind, giving, and completely selfless, they will always be apes in my
yeah,
mind. They'll always
yeah,
be a
they
part of
are.
the club for sure. Yeah, I love it. I
I
love it because
100% agree.
yeah, we're basically all ape fam.
Yeah, we are all AFM, and that's amazing, and it's really funny. Like, I have this. That's the Bobby Hundreds one. I don't know if you see
Yeah,
it.
I
You
like
know,
it.
I wore this in London, like in November 2020, 2021 probably. Yeah, November 2021. And I met a few of my friends there because of wearing that hoodie. It was NFT London, and there was only like 5 people having this hoodie. And one of the guys is Metasig, that is a co-host in my show. So
Yeah,
it's really powerful. People outside of this space, they can imagine it. It's really wild.
it is so wild and it's amazing. It's like we've got this secret group when really we're all loud about it. We're podcasting, this will be live on YouTube, and anyone worldwide can see it. They can see us, they can hear us. I think normal people would maybe laugh out loud at us, being here as our apes, even though I feel one of one with my ape. I am my ape is me. And I'm sure you feel the same. And it
Yeah.
might be very, very sort of strange, for someone who's not into NFTs, doesn't use an
Hmm.
avatar as a photo, as a profile picture, to think how amazing it is, how incredible this journey is. No one would really understand unless they live through it. But one day there'll be multiple hundreds of thousands, if not millions, and then one day billions of people on this planet doing the exact same thing. And for that, I am just totally bullish. I cannot wait.
Yeah, it's true, and it's amazing that I'm actually surprised that a lot of people in their 40s and 50s, when I talk to them about NFTs and about like virtual identity,
Yeah.
they are not shocked anymore because they are kids. They're playing Fortnite, and their kids having the virtual identity, so they learn this way from their kids. And I thought that they will think I'm crazy, but they are like, yeah, yeah, our kids, they already have some avatars and playing games, so it's cool. It's getting there.
It is getting there. It's amazing. And, you've done so well with your show. I signed up to your newsletter and I see the emails, and I love that you have been so, so disciplined in continuing to put on this show, and growing it organically and slowly throughout the whole year, if not longer. And I'm just watching you put in the weeks, and every week you put another one, you put the number, and it's very powerful to use that number of weeks, because I've watched you literally go, go and go and go, and you're almost reaching a whole year of your show. Like that is like
Yeah.
wow, incredible.
Like, um, I probably never talk about this actually in any of the podcasts or shows, but when I started, I have a Grateful Ape on Twitter. That's me, that's my identity. But then because I had four apes, I was like, maybe I create some group of apes, and I will help to onboard people. So that's why I created my Instagram and newsletter, and I also had a podcast. It's called Board Ape Gang. So I was like, okay, we have four apes, and each of the apes can have different character, but it's not easy to build even my character. So I'm already
Yeah.
working with one guy to bring the story. But my idea was, people on Instagram, they are super like in danger there because there were so many scams. So I was like, okay, I will educate people on
Yeah.
Instagram. It's a different audience than on Twitter. On Twitter was mostly like experts back in the day, right? Instagram
Yeah.
was like people that they heard about NFTs. And that's why I created a newsletter. I actually been doing newsletter more than a year because the weeks I put there, it's like a week of the year. So I
Yeah.
do every week I do summary of the previous weeks. And the idea behind it was to bring people from Instagram the information from Twitter, because Twitter was the best source of information. So I try to educate them. I'm still doing it, but a lot of people left on Instagram, because of the bear market.
Yeah.
And the same reason was behind the Board Ape Gang show. And I kind of learn a lot on Board Ape Gang show, and we like switch it into the Grateful Show Twitter space, because I think it brings the most value at these times. So it's really interesting.
Yeah, it is. And it's as well for the future. It's invaluable what you're doing right now because even if people leave through the bear market, you've still got that content. It's recorded, it's there. And one day I'm sure there'll be lots of use cases for it. And I'm sure so many people will
Hmm.
gain value from the history. And that's how they'll learn. And people will learn through all of our mistakes, because there's probably lots of things that we maybe have done differently. Well, hindsight's a wonderful thing. And from learning from what we would not do again, we can hopefully save people, in the future from making those mistakes.
Yep. And it's great that you mentioned discipline, right? Because like so many people DMing me and DM me in the bull market, like, how to do something, how to do Twitter spaces, how to do this or that. But everyone think about motivation, right? And
Mm,
motivation and feelings, it comes and goes. Like most of the times I don't want to go to gym. I don't, sometimes I'm feeling like tired and I'm like, oh, we having show, I need to get into the mood. But
yeah,
if I would go by feelings or motivation, like I wouldn't do almost anything. So you really need to set up the discipline and say, hey, we doing 3 times a week, so you
yeah.
do 3 times a week, actually, right? So
Yeah, for sure. Discipline is huge. I mean, there's motivation and there's inspiration, and I guess you could always pick up a quote on Instagram and think, oh, yeah, I really should be doing these things. I should get up maybe before 7 a.m. or before the break of dawn and, do something early like exercise. But yeah, to do it, if you lay there in bed and it's cold outside or it's a little bit dark or whatever it might be, you don't really feel like jumping out of bed. Like not everyone has got that
yeah.
tequila energy first time in the morning. So yeah, discipline is huge. And I feel like the way I remain disciplined is that I set goals and I set small
Hmm.
goals so that each time I hit them, I'm like, yes, I've hit it. Yeah, let's go. And then like the biggest goals then don't seem so huge to reach because I'm on the way hitting smaller targets. But yeah, I love that you're doing it. I love what you're doing. I love watching your journey. It's inspiring. And I'm excited to see where you go in the future. I'm so super excited for you.
Yeah, we are working on a lot of stuff for 2023, so I think it will be exciting, hopefully. So
I love
it,
it.
it will be great. And I also love watching your journey. And we've been on Twitter friends for a long time. And it's also funny that you meet in the real life and the vibes are the same, right? It's not a different person. It's the same. It's amazing. I love that.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Honestly, thank you. Yeah, I will always bring the high vibes. And actually, I feel like you will too. Real life meeting you, the entrance, and you were like, let's fucking go, tequila. And I'm like, yes, my fam.
Yeah, it was
Like
great.
the best welcome ever. It was so cool to meet you in real life, and we had our selfies, with our apes, and I think we've started a trend because then Mo, Pete, and Gotrilla did the same thing, and they messed up,
Yeah.
and they're like, thanks for the tip because we're doing that too, and I think yeah. I think just all of us, this network, and it's almost a synergy, between all of us. And it doesn't really stop with the Bored Apes. Just we are, I guess, already connected because we already have a mutual profile picture. But there's so many amazing communities, and there's so many
Yeah.
great people throughout the communities. Like, they're creators, they can build. Maybe they can't yet, but they're inspired to. They see the future, and they're aping into different profile picture projects because they want to be a part of a community. They want to feel this family vibe, and it just stretches between so many platforms and communities and different cultures, different parts of the world. There's no ceiling, we are all connected from this space. And there's a way for everyone to make it, as long as they are disciplined, they find goals,
Hmm.
and they do just aim for the stars, because there is no ceiling beyond our own imagination. It's amazing.
I 100% agree, and we want to communicate more that it doesn't matter actually where you live. I think maybe it even doesn't matter if you speak English. I think it's a big advantage if you speak English, but even if you
Yeah.
don't, you can build a local community.
Yeah.
But I'm here in Prague, like I've built most of the stuff I built from here, because of the COVID and I couldn't travel. So
Yeah.
everyone can do it. Everyone can do it. Doesn't matter where you live. If you have internet, you can do it. So
Yeah.
uh, we will try to more, encourage people start doing it and connecting with others, like that's the beauty of this space, all the crazy connections that you have. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like, as long as you are, I guess, active, especially on Twitter, and as long as you partake in communicating with people, even if you're an introvert and you're not really someone who enjoys, making new friends, because it's quite difficult, I guess, if you're not used to it. Just simple, I guess, pleasant commentary, or even a GM in the
Yeah.
morning. Like, it'll
Mm-hmm.
slowly trickle to gain more
Mm-hmm.
friends in the space. And it's powerful what can happen, because the network around you is obviously your net worth of the future. So the more people who are connected, the more people there are around you to build and support. So everyone supports each other and everyone grows together. It's a synergy of energy, and it is very powerful. And one day we are going to see the next people who are super successful, on skyrockets to space, because of this new industry, this new industry of advanced technology and blockchain and everything we can utilize it for. There's so much opportunity. There's never been a time of more opportunity that I've ever lived through. And I don't think
No.
any of my family or their ancestors or anyone's lived through a time like this. And it is just incredible what is out there right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it better, because what you just mentioned, last week, here in Czech Republic, we just celebrated 33 years of freedom. We had a different regime here before,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you talk to people that are like, hey, I want to accomplish something in my life, but they say obstacles like, I don't know how to tweet, I don't know how to make friends and stuff like this. But my parents, they couldn't travel, they couldn't leave the country, they couldn't do anything. So you really need, as you mentioned, start, set some vision, some goals, and start slowly. Start with GM every day for a month and see what's happened, right?
Yeah.
Do 5 comments every day for a month and see what happens. It doesn't have to be like 30 tweets a day. And
Yeah.
I think it's so not affordable, that's the wrong word, but it's so easy for people actually to connect these days. You
Yeah.
just need to make the first step and start doing it. So it's fascinating actually.
It is fascinating. And yeah, like, as well, where you mention your your part of the world where there was a time where people could not even connect easily. They weren't even able to cross borders, passports were not accepted. You couldn't leave the country. Like, things like that
Yeah.
still happen in parts of the world. And it is
Mm-hmm.
so, oh, it really does. It aches my heart. I hate it. I hate the fact that humans control humans from rules previous humans made. And, it just doesn't make sense, a lot of it, bar control and power. But now we have the internet, and we have a way to communicate together where you don't need a passport. You don't need money, bar your internet connection. You don't need anything, bar one. It could even be a mobile phone. It doesn't even need to be a laptop. Mobile phones are basically like laptops these days. You can create content and video, and you can FaceTime. You can do everything. So you don't need much now. in comparison to ever before. You can do so much more with so little. And
Yeah.
there's, many less barriers. It's very accessible now.
Even like for creating art, right? You can buy a cheap iPad with an Apple Pencil, or you can use iPhone as a camera. It's something that even when I was a kid, it was not possible, right? So
Yeah.
now I really love it, and I hope we make this world somehow better, and we have a lot of stuff to fix, of course, but that's why actually I chose the name Grateful Ape, back in the day, because most of our lives, like if you live in America or in Europe, you have nothing to complain, because like our lives are like, we have like more than anyone else before us, right? So
Yeah, yeah. We have much more than the basic necessities,
yeah.
especially if you have your hearing, your vision, your
Hmm.
ability to use your hands and your legs. There is definitely nothing to be ungrateful for. When people complain about basic things, I kind of want to shake them and say, wake up. There are people with much less than you. There are people with much greater problems than you, and it is outside of the basic things that you may be complaining about. So yeah, gratitude is this huge thing that actually unburdens you, and it stops the procrastination, and it stops you from being, I guess, stubborn in your own thoughts and mind to progress in your life. Gratitude, I think, is this gateway. It's like a key, to unlocking your true potential, for sure.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. I love your handle.
I'm a reminder. Always be
I love it. I
grateful.
love it. I feel like carrying you around with me, but I have got a sticker now, so I'm going to put it on my suitcase.
Love it.
I love it too. Yeah. So the next thing is like Miami Yacht Basel. Like I'm excited to attend your event. I'm excited to attend the Bored Ape event. I'm also hoping there was a little bit of someone whispering that the Bored Ape Yacht Club may be uh,
Ooh.
opening our eyes to the Miami clubhouse. And if that happens, like, wow, we will celebrate with multiple bottles of tequila.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That would be amazing. That would be
Yeah,
amazing.
if they say a fuck it Saturday moment, then that's it.
Yeah, because the Gordon, he mentioned, right, that end of the year and the beginning of 2023 will be insane.
Yeah.
So uh, can't wait. Can't wait. But you know what? I actually, when in May 21, when everything started, like the community, like I'm super grateful for what Yuga, and the team created. But we also were the ones that push it forward, because we started networking and building stuff. And I think that a lot of people mentioning that there was no announcement for a long time, that's probably true. But on the other hand, I'm having such a great time with you guys, with other apes and other communities. So it's still, for me, it's still great, and I can't wait what's gonna happen.
Yeah, for sure. I feel the same. Like, we have our own IRL event meetups, outside of the big ones. And it is amazing, again, meeting everyone and talking to them. Even this podcast was to get to know my ape fan better. My minimum goal is 100. So after this one,
Nice.
I'll be 12% into my first goal. But I'm literally bubbling
Yes.
inside. Like, I'm getting to know you on a level. I'm getting to know you so much better. And so will the audience. So anyone who wants to know who they can trust and who they might click with, they'll know hopefully through the few hours that we get to talk and put this online. I feel just inspired to keep going, and not only for everyone else but just for my own personal benefit of understanding you more,
Exactly.
getting to know you, and when we meet in real life is this warm welcome because we've already had this conversation. And I'm super bullish on it, like everything.
I think doing a podcast or Twitter space is awesome because you learn so much. Like, even if I look back at our guests and the topics that we discuss, you cannot cheat it because I'm there every episode. I need to prepare for the guests. So I
Yeah,
learn so much. It's incredible, from like gaming, metaverse, I don't know, token gating, whatever.
yeah.
You learn so much from the guests that it's really powerful. So that's why we're preparing some. We probably do some spaces for people that want to start spaces, and it's few episodes. So we put them on
Amazing.
stage and try to help them a bit, so they can keep going.
I love it. I love it. It's incredible. And again, it's people like you who are literally working hard and being, again, disciplined and motivated to keep going because one, you must enjoy it because you couldn't wake up and do the, every few times a week if you didn't look forward to it because that is
Yeah.
one part of, I guess, being disciplined is finding something you're passionate in doing and you'll feel already a bit of a drive, to get to put your foot on the accelerator and move. But again, people like you who are doing things like this in the space is what makes the Bored Ape Yacht Club community special. It's the people who are building, creating content, making moves, and putting time and energy into it because everyone has IRL lives outside of any content they create. So everyone has things going on in the background. Everyone has problems, everyone has family, everyone has friends, and everyone has, those niggling things that may almost stop you or maybe cause a few speed bumps on the way. So for the people who keep going and the people who actually do strive for greatness in this sort of time of a bear market where everything is a little bit sort of volatile, it is truly, truly wonderful to see. And it really does make me just feel so grateful. I'm going to be using that a lot in this podcast because of you. It makes me, it makes me feel truly grateful because I feel like I'm here at this time with these special people who are all building something, and it's just like, yeah, wow.
I think this goes to hand to hand with the environment, and now, we are in a bull market. Everything was like easy, everything was mooning. Now we have a bear market, and it's maybe quite opposite, but it's like that in everything. If you are in sports, you have a good game and you have a bad game. You have a good season, you have a bad season, but the only thing how you can like make something, you have to keep going. You have to actually, I would say the bear market was good for us in terms of it's so much easier to connect with other people. It's amazing. So I made such a great connections. I'm having a great time. Financially, of course, we all down, probably everyone's down. But these connections are, I think, more valuable for future than the money because
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's really really amazing, and all the people that I've talked this year, it's blessing, really blessing. Thanks everyone that I could connect because it was amazing.
Yeah, it's truly amazing. It's special. It's unique. And obviously, we've got the other side coming up. And I'm not sure how long it's going to take to build, because the trailer was incredible. And that just almost sets the bar
Hmm.
very high for, what we're going to be, using inside that metaverse. Do you have any sort of idea or plans on what you're going to build there?
Yeah. First of all, I think we did one of the first interview with Herman with Benjamin. So I remember Herman saying that he's not surprised, but he's like, it's really cool that we are let into the game so early. So I think that meant that it will take time to build it, right? So
Hmm.
since day one, not day one, but since this interview, I knew it will take time, but I still try to buy new lands when it drops because I will, I'm betting on the other side. I'm talking about it, so I'm betting with my money too. And I want to build many places. One place should be like a Twitter Space place. So it would be really cool to do something like Twitter Spaces there, but with the experience. So instead of just sitting, we can build something that we actually walk or together, explore something, and then we are chatting about the topic. We can prepare something more. So I want to definitely work on this and bring better experience for the like Twitter Spaces and for meeting people there. It can be really powerful, I think, because Twitter Spaces are great, but something is missing there. So this can be like another layer, and that's what Herman is talking about, right? We want the metaverse or other side. We want to enhance our experience. We don't want to escape from our real life. We want to just enhance the life. So I really hope that something like that will be great. And then I would like to build some kind of gallery or like meeting place for everyone, some cool places. So I think I have 17 plots right now. So I'm thinking about it. Maybe separate them. Like tier one will be the BAYC plots. So some people can go there. I don't know, maybe token gated with some POAPs or some stuff like that. So a lot of ideas. It will be super exciting. I'm super pumped actually for the next trip.
That sounds amazing. And yeah, a super good idea. I think bringing people together, and if they don't own other deeds, they can still kind of access it through yours. Like that is
Exactly.
powerful. That unites communities and even your own personal, intimate community. It gives them a way to actually enter the other side. Like that is
Yeah.
exciting. And especially if they're already joining your spaces, it almost gives that extra perk to them being a part
Hmm.
of your spaces. Yeah, I think that's super,
Exactly.
super great. It's a great idea. I'm excited to see that. I'll definitely join. I'll be like, yeah, I'll come into your other side today. Where are we going? What's the topic?
Yeah, yeah, I think it can be
It'll
really
feel
cool
real.
if we have some team of builders. So if we're talking about gaming or something, then maybe we can, see part of the game there. I don't know what's gonna be possible, but it can be really cool. Can be really cool.
For sure. Like, and I can't wait to see what everyone builds because there's definitely some great developers in this space. There's some people who are already into tech and very good at building and growing that aspect of technology. And I'm not in that space, but I have hired people on my team who are amazing.
Yeah.
And just there's so much that they know that they can give, that they can literally create and make better than anything I've ever seen in my life. And obviously, technology is so great now, especially with Unreal Engine 5. If you just imagine
Hmm.
when we get Unreal Engine 6, 7, 10, how real it's going to be, how you'll go into that world and it'll just feel like, am I plugged in or am I not? Am I there or am I here? What's real? Like, because it is so realistic, it's like, it's ultra realistic. It's amazing.
Yeah. And what was really interesting for me, I have never experienced before during the first trip, I experienced something like connection with other people because I met some of my friends there randomly, because so many people in the community. So I was like, oh, this is the guy, and some people send me a screenshot. Hey, Grateful, I met you there. So it was really interesting experience, and imagine where it can go. So it will be great, and also I think there's a little misconception, because there's 100,000 plots, and we are so early that of course it's a huge number, but for the future, if you look at gaming, how many people is in the gaming? 100K is nothing. So it's we are really early, and it's really good for us. And as you mentioned, the world will be open to everyone, I believe. So everyone will be able to join somehow.
Yeah, it's super exciting because as the NFT space is a little bit small on percentage wise compared to the whole world right now,
Yeah.
100,000 at the beginning when they were minting those felt like a lot. Plus, there's actually 200,000, I think, isn't there? Just 100,000 were the
Hmm.
first to mint. But if you think of how big one day the metaverse will be and how many users there'll be on there, 100K is really small. And if you think of how exclusive that could be, if it was created with such an amazing team who understand exactly what they're doing, who see the future, who know what's coming next, who are able to implement such great technology and to make it again user friendly and a great experience for all. Just imagine how many people will want to enter the other side. And again, even if they're not a part of the Board Ape Yacht Club or Mutants or etc., they can still hopefully access it through us. So I just think that there's just something so special about that. And again, we have no idea what the future is going to be, but I have so much. I have high expectations, but not in a way that I'd be disappointed if it didn't happen. But I expect greatness because I can't see anything other.
Yeah. And yeah, I think it will take, for sure, it will take time, but I think it's actually good because when, something is like mooning quickly, then it's falling quickly too, so I think we need to
Mm.
go slowly. And we tried that the tech works, so, it was like 4,500 people at the same time, in one place. It was incredible. I kind of miss
Wild.
it, and Herman, I know they are doing team meetings on the other side, so it really sucks. I don't know. I don't know if they can hire me somehow. I don't know what can I do there, but that would be really cool, to go there just for a walk, just enjoy it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And it would be good as well to integrate things that are happening on the other side with real life events. So it's almost
Hmm.
like mirrored, you know? So if you couldn't attend that real life event, you can still enter the metaverse and still be there just virtually. I think that would be quite powerful as well.
I actually tweeted that Apefest should be on the other side, and I think Gordon or Garga they replied something that I think it's gonna happen one day. So that's amazing.
Amazing. Yeah, that would be so epic. It would be so cool. Like, wow. I couldn't, it's hard to imagine what it would be, because you can imagine us being really innate fast. So we would probably appear as our avatars. But there, so looking slightly, I don't know. I don't know how it would look. Would we have full bodies? I'm assuming we probably would. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's that's exciting.
yeah, and that's also a great thing, like when you go to IRL events, you have no idea, who is who. And when you check the ape, you are like, oh my God, we've been friends for like 2 years online. That's crazy. So
It's wild.
yeah, I just talked to lawyers a few days ago, and I told them this experience, and they were like, "Oh my God, are you crazy guys? Or what's going on?"
I love it. Yeah, but I feel like we're all gonna need lawyers at some point.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like they need to be brought up to speed, you know? I know there's a few that are already sort of dipping their toes into the space, but as the law is a grey area, and most laws are built on cases and case studies from the past,
Yeah,
like there's going to be lots of wild moments in the next few years, especially when it comes to verifying your identity. I mean, well, I am Tequila, you know? Sorry, I can't help you.
exactly.
Like,
Exactly. It
it's
actually
going to be
feels really
wild.
weird that I cannot be legally like Grateful Ape, right? Why?
Well, it doesn't make much sense because I've read in news that people now identify as a chair or a tree.
Exactly.
So if you can identify as as an object rather than a human, surely you could identify as an avatar.
Yeah, that's
You
amazing.
know, like so yeah, so I identify as an ape.
Yeah.
I think definitely in the future, I think that'll happen. Like maybe have dual passports.
Yeah. I won't need it actually after Miami because I will be sunburned like this, so I'll be pink ape, but yeah.
That's funny. I can't wait. I can't wait for Miami, and I can't wait for all of the events and to see you again and to drink some tequila with you. I think that's going to be epic. I'm super excited. I can't wait. Yeah.
Yeah, it will be awesome. Like a lot of great people's going, so it will be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I feel like time as well is evaporating. I can't believe how fast it's going. Oh,
It's
wild.
crazy.
It's so fast. It just feels like it just disappears, you know? Like I don't even keep track of the days. It's pointless because they all feel like they roll into
No.
one.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea what the day of the week is. It's
Hmm.
kind of messy. So sometimes I'm like, "Oh, happy Wednesday," but it's Thursday, or something like that. So
Depending on, I guess, the time zone, though, it's probably still Wednesday somewhere else. So you're kind of accurate any time, you
exactly.
know? And a GM is always a GM, even if it's a
Yeah.
GN, it's still a GM, really, somewhere.
And there's always 420 somewhere in the world, so
Yeah, exactly, exactly, exactly. Isn't it wild? Like, if you think about it, before the Bored Ape Yacht Club, before NFTs, before anything became this popular for us, like my life was completely different. And I was really on my devices. You know, I was just chilling. I was retired. I was doing yoga 2 or 3 times a day. I was just like chilling at the beach, trying to find something to sort of bring me back out of retirement to put my energy into. And then this happened. And now look, we're 24/7. We don't stop. We don't sleep.
hmm
Many of us live a very degen lifestyle where we are behind our
hmm
computers and we are literally just typing away. Like before all of this, like was you this much online? Was you like, I know you didn't use your Twitter much because if you did tweeted only 4 times. Like I deleted and deactivated all of my real life sort of profiles. You couldn't keep up with them all. Did like how did it
Same.
look for
Yeah.
you?
Um, it's really interesting because it kind of goes hand to hand with that lockdowns and all that stuff, right? And
Yeah,
I think it changed a lot of stuff. And I actually left for Bali because there was a lockdown here and there was no lockdown in Bali, so I traveled there,
yeah,
to have easier life. And
amazing.
I was connected, but maybe I would say it opposite way. I would say that most of my friends are online right now compared to my IRL friends. I think I spend more time with friends like you or Grateful Crew or people in like on Twitter, in a group chats and on calls than in my IRL friends actually. And it's not even close, I think. It's not even close. It's like 90 to 10, like, 90% online, 10% IRL.
Yeah, yeah, no, I feel you. That's amazing. I feel the same. I have more friends on Twitter right now who I can actually call good friends, who I trust and who I value, and who I value my time that I share with, compared to any of my IRL friends. And I try to sort of help them dip their toes in. So some of my closest friends, I try to sort of almost not push them into NFTs because that's impossible. Because if they don't want to learn, they won't understand. Um,
Yeah,
and even now, like nearly 2 years later, they're yet to even try to understand it. So we have changed and our directions have gone just separate because they're not willing to try and learn, and it's so sad because I can't share this moment with them. I can't, sort of bring them along on the journey. But we've just changed. I've gone one way and they've stayed the same. So it's
exactly.
impossible to force. It's impossible to force them.
Um,
But
you
yeah, it's
know, it's
wild.
we all have our journeys, and I think Snoop Dogg said it in one of the interviews, right? That when he started with his homies, they were on some level. And I'm not saying level like someone is higher or lower, but someone, maybe we don't call it level, but we call it path. And then he
Yeah,
he started, making more music, learning more stuff, but his friends, they still, watch TV and eating, I don't know what they did. And then he couldn't he didn't have anything to say to them, right? Because it,
yeah,
it was different journey, right? So this space is insane, right? Because to understand it, you need to keep learning, keep getting better. And it's exciting, imagine, if you're doing business that was here like 100 years ago or 200 years ago, there's not so much to innovate, right? If you're doing real estate, you can bring it on blockchain, but it's, it's still real estate, it's still a building. But what's happening here, it's totally crazy and exciting and new, and you can build whatever you want, and people are crazy. So I love it, and I think it's not for everyone. Um, it's yeah, but for me, it's the best. I'm having the best time of my life. It's really like, if I would tell myself like in 3 or 5 years, you gotta be in Tequila here with your 3D PFP instead of your head, I would say you fucking crazy. And look at us. We having a good time here,
Oh,
so
it's wild. It's wild. Yeah, I never would have believed it. If someone had told me you would be using an avatar filter and you would have literally sort of been yelling tequila on the beach like multiple times every day and then start even minting those on OpenSea and people minting your videos, I never would have thought that was possible. But here we are and it happened. Like even the positive blocks I started creating, like every time I've minted one, it is basically sold the same day. So people must crave the
wow,
positive vibes. Like it's
love it.
crazy to me. I love it. It's amazing because I want to share positivity every day, all the time, 24/7, nothing else. Even though there's plenty of things in my life, that's like this. It's not all just a straight line ever, but it's just how you deal with something. It's how you the perspective you have and how you move forward because there's always barriers, there's always roadblocks, but it's about sort of overcoming them and then on to the next path. You don't have that roadblock in front of you and then accept failure, because then you just stop. It's important to
Yep.
keep going. So positivity just helps.
Yeah, I I agree. And also, you never know what the people are going through. And
Mm,
if they see you, maybe they see your tweet that was positive, and that one stupid tweet, that you posted can help them to go through the day or through whatever. So I know there was a lot of talking about a fake positivity. I got it, 100%. On
Yeah.
the other hand, sometimes you feel shit and you want to tweet like, oh, this is going to zero and we not gonna, like, no one's gonna make it and blah blah blah. But it can hurt people, right? So if the
Yeah.
people are on edge, you can really drag them down. And it's like in the sports, in the team, the leader, they can do that. Like if you have, like, let's say 10 seconds and you are losing by 2 in basketball, so the leader can be like, oh, it's fucked, guys. Yeah, yeah, we lost. No,
That,
you still have 10 seconds. We need to push to win it, right? So
yeah. It's
uh,
always
I think it's
possible.
important to uplift the people as much as you can, and try to help them, because if you can do it, it's really valuable for them.
Yeah, for sure. And even if we don't feel like we're going to make it, because the markets are terrible sometimes, and you see things just drop, very close to zero. And it does feel like this sort of roller coaster, and you go over the top of it, and it's like, zoom. It does feel like that sometimes. It does. But no one really knows what's going to happen. None of us are
No.
experts. We are just trying to learn every day and keep going, because one day we'll break through that ceiling and we will hopefully win. And it's about really thinking that there's a future and a light beyond that mountain, because no one knows what's going to happen, even the people who are fed monkeys, and you just see like them just always every day, oh, the market's gone, we're just not going to make it, all of my bags have gone to zero, sell everything. And it's just wild. You see all these red flags everywhere and you're like, why? Don't let fear drive you. It's just an emotion. No one really knows exactly
Yep.
what's going to happen. Hmm.
Exactly. And the reality is that bad things happen, right? The
Yeah.
the FTX, that's terrible, right? But it's up to that's why we talk all the time about, don't invest money that you can lose,
Hmm.
that you can afford to lose, right? So you need to have your life covered somehow. A lot of people quit their job. Maybe now their financial situation is not that perfect, but you need to think about these. And if you see that we are in bear market, and you probably won't make money by trading, you need to switch and think, okay, if I need to make money, how can I do it? One thing. And what can I do actually in the bear market to bring value to someone, to connect with someone, to do something meaningful. And I think there's much more opportunities actually, and much more things that can set you up for better position for the future. If you don't think just short term in terms of months. So I think it's definitely worth it to, even if you quit your job and now you have to get back, even spending like some time in the space, chatting with people, do some spaces. I know it's sometimes hard, so I'm not, everyone is in different situations, so it's very hard to, like, generalize it. But we are experiencing something really crazy. That's I think it can be life changing for everyone in the space right now. So I think it's 100% worth it to stick around. That's what I'm doing actually, right? So
For sure. Like a bear market is the best time to build. It's when things are quiet enough for you to hear your own thoughts. Because I do know when we were in a bull run, every single day, multiple times a day, there was hundreds of projects dropping at one point. And like, wow, try and
yeah,
catch them all. Where are we going? Oh my goodness. Like we all probably spent a little bit too much ETH. We probably all dipped our toes a little too deep into a few things, and then they disappeared and they, got these heavy bags, and it is just what it is. But if you get sort of stuck in that mindset that you've lost, then you will find it very difficult to move forward. But the bear market especially is such a lovely, quiet, peaceful time for you to build connections, for you to build something, for you to work on a project with someone else, for you to collaborate, for you to be a hype train for someone. Because even I think there should be even a job title of a hype train, because never mind the
yeah,
bots. Get real people invested. Get real people excited about what you're building. Grow a whole team and a network. Do all of the things that requires you to communicate and connect with people to build right now, because it will be invaluable in the future. I see so much potential for everyone here right now if they all put their brains to focus mode, because there's not that many of us right now, not compared to 8 billion people on the planet. There's this less than
hmm
1%, less than 0.1%. So we're not even the one. We are the naught point, no, one
It's
something.
crazy.
It's wild. It's wild. I'm so bullish on us all. I'm so excited. We're going to make it. Let's fucking go.
Hell yeah.
No, it's so
Yeah.
good, Fab. It's
I really love,
amazing.
stories of Kobe and MJ, and these basketball players and
Yeah.
what they had to go through, and it never was like line straight to the top, right? There were
Uh-huh.
always setbacks, like Kobe had that airball game, MJ, they kick him out of the high school team, it never was just going to the top. It was always going to the down. But it
Yeah.
separated the ones who kept going and the ones that quit. Because if you quit, the outcome is 100% clear. You gone off the space, that's it. It's over, right? But if you keep going,
Yeah.
there's a chance that you make something. And I actually don't think that much about the long-term future in terms like what's gonna happen. I focus a lot on what we can do in the space right now. How to talk to more people, how to bring value to people, what kind of topics to bring to people. Because sometimes the topic is amazing, but people are not that interested, and we are like, fuck it, because we know that it's not gonna be that interesting for people, but we do it anyway because even if one person hear it, they can learn something, and it can be valuable for them. So yeah, it's a journey.
For sure. And yeah, when you talk about learning and lessons, I know that even in real life academia, you could learn literally from a tutor and spend a whole hour or 2 hours in a seminar, and you'd only take 10% of that information anyway. It's just it's
Yeah.
just the way human beings are. Our brains don't focus that way. So it's all by doing and learning and understanding. And I feel like as long as you can give someone a little bit of theory so they can go and apply that knowledge somewhere, it's by going through the process that they learn. So by you again with these weekly spaces and these newsletters that you're doing and everything you're adding value to the space with, one day again, people who are new to the space, one day will be able to go through all of that knowledge, listen back to the recordings, find your information to learn from. So yeah, just put it all out there. Don't worry about it not being popular right now, or it might not get too much engagement, because one day the engagement will come naturally because everyone will need to learn. Most people who will watch these podcasts and all this information for the first time never would have even bought crypto, never would have set
Yeah.
up a digital wallet. They wouldn't even understand what decentralization is. And hopefully they'll get there before the government get there first, where they'll open their wallets for them.
Yeah.
Hopefully people can
Exactly.
learn. And, we've got to put this information out there to help them by letting them go through the motions themselves than needing their hands held. I think that's vitally important for the future of
Yeah.
their own
And
personal lives.
uh, what's really great, after I think 75 episodes of the Grateful Show, is that we already have some like successful stories, right? So I remember some time ago we invited on stage guy from Italy, Marco Fine, and he's an artist and he did many murals, and he did a mural of my cat in in Florence, actually, of my cool cat. And we are like, bro, it doesn't matter that maybe your English is not like on American level, no one cares anyway, just keep going, and the guy kept
Yeah.
going, and he's doing so well. It's totally crazy. He's a legend. He works with Dario De Siena right now, and I'm like, wow, that's so crazy, and I really love it that it happened, and that we saw it. I think he was in our first, like it was his first space when he joined us, some time ago, and he's a legend. And after seeing all like more and more examples like that, you are like, wow, that makes sense to do this, right? Because
Yeah.
the stories are insane.
It's amazing because it's like something that they probably do anyway in their spare time. And through NFTs and blockchain and smart contracts, they can now actually make real money with it. Especially if they keep
Mm-hmm.
going, and they can change their lives. You only really need like 100 fans to maybe
Yeah.
spend $100 equivalent in crypto, and you'd have a pretty nice life with no worries. You don't need to make multi-millions. If anything, more money brings more problems and more people into your life that you do not need. But 100 fans, $100 each. to gain value from something you're creating and putting into the world that'll hopefully become a valuable collectible one day in the future. There's so many ways someone can create, add value, and earn a living from this right now. It's definitely the time to create, for sure. I love that story. I
100.
think it's
Yeah.
epic. I love it. I love it. Like, are there any projects or people, founders, or anyone that you have your eyes on right now who you think give a lot of value to the space, who are creating, who are building something that you trust in? Because I know there's a lot of projects, but it's difficult to know who to actually believe. It is a little bit scary sometimes to put all of your
Like you see with the FTX, right? They were talking like everything's fine, we got you covered, the funds are separated, blah 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 blah, and suddenly zero, right? So
yeah,
I think it's difficult, but there are amazing people, and there's so much, like imagine like token proof, they started, we all had a problem, right? We went to the events and we didn't know how to get there, and
yeah,
fonts, they did such a great job. It's even better than it was in New York right now. So it's great. And there's, I just tweeted today, I use it's called Lifeboat, and you see all the announcement from the projects that you own. So I remember back in the day, I had to spend some time in all the discords to see this. Now I have one service and I see what's going on. So today I claimed Bobby 100 t-shirt, and I would miss it otherwise, but I saw it there, so I claim it. So another great example, but it's hard because there's so many of them, so I don't want to sound like I'm promoting someone, but
yeah, sure.
even the projects, I think you never know who's gonna make it, of course, but it's so cool to be part of the journey. So I really enjoy. I don't know if I should name them because then I forget someone, they'd be pissed. But but
we can always
of
add them
course,
in the
like,
comments if you forget.
okay, cool. But of course, the projects that I know the most about are the one that I hold. So, for example, Chimpers, they did amazing collab with that, I don't know how you call them in English, actually, turtle ninjas or some,
Yeah, the
if
Ninja
the name is correct,
Turtles.
Ninja Turtles. So that's really amazing. And we went in London to their event, so it was crazy. Mutant Cartel, totally insane, so what they are building around mutants, and that venue that we visited together, right, out of
Yeah,
this
that was
world.
cool.
So awesome. That imagine that because of the mutants, they built this community, they created this event, everything was so great. We met so many amazing people, so awesome. Jenkins the Valet, amazing job, also great people.
Yeah.
Their venue in New York City was amazing. I met so many great people there. So yeah, of course, Apes, Yuga. I also like Cool Cats. I know they went through a lot of fun, but I love the art so much. The art is legendary. So
Yeah.
love the founders too. So, and I could go probably into more and more projects. So I just mentioned probably the biggest ones.
Yeah.
A lot of is happening actually. Tequila! I think I lost you right now for a bit. I'll DM you. We go on live, I know, but I mentioned the projects and it crashed, so we've been watched probably. I still don't see you. I see the black screen, but oh, so you went to buy before you publish it. I got it.
Hey,
Okay.
we're back.
Hey.
Oh, wow. I'm so sorry about that. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. So we left the last part talking about projects that you were sort of had a lot of faith in. And I'm not sure we're actually cut out.
Yeah.
But that's where we were. And do you have anything else to add to the last part of our conversation?
With the projects, I think it's important to understand that to build something, it takes time. And if you look at brands like Apple, and all these big brands, maybe Amazon also, like it took them so much time to build something awesome, right? They started small and with not such a great products. So I think the patience is important. And
Yeah.
the bull market was only about the promises and project they had to promise, because otherwise people start selling and stuff. And now we see who actually have been building and who hasn't. So yeah,
Yeah, it's exciting. We'll see who lasts.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah, I'm wondering. So obviously we're all here building, growing, doing different things, and thankfully we have the opportunity to use our Bored Ape IP. And I know you have 4 apes, and I'm just wondering, do you have any plans for any of them? I'm assuming maybe your main one, who's Grateful Ape, your pink ape. I'm wondering,
Yep.
do you have any sort of vision? If you could sort of imagine using your IP in some way, and then maybe 3, 5, 10 years into the future, even, what do you see for your Bored Ape?
This is a great question and great topic because we talk about IP licensing a lot.
Yeah,
And I thought that I will build like 4 different stories, one story for each of my apes, but I need to hire like people to do it, right? Because it's not
yeah,
possible to build it from scratch just by myself. But I'm already working on the storyline of Grateful Ape. So we're writing a story. We will have a way how to share it with others. So there'll be multiple channels and ways how to share the story and how to build a story of Grateful Ape. So something what Jenkins did with the Jenkins the Valet, that everyone understand what's going on. I want to share my
yeah,
story, what happened, why I'm here, what I'm doing, etc., etc. So build more my identity more in depth, right? So not just like Twitter Spaces, but really truly about the identity. And
yeah.
it goes hand to hand with one thing that I will do in January or February 2023, but it's still a secret. It's I know it's embarrassing, but it's still secret. There will be another step. But my vision for Grateful Ape is like to connect people, so and help them. And that's what we've been doing, and I want to do it even more and even in a larger scale. So it has something to do with this and with IP. I was thinking about how to do it because there are many opportunities. You can IP license it on many things right now, but I
Yeah,
actually only I don't know if we call it deal, but only thing I licensed my apes was Jenkins actually. So they are all licensed there. They are in the like Grateful Ape is in the book. Like there's a like a big image of him. The 3 other apes, they are in the group photo, so they are
oh,
there. But I'm
amazing.
very picky right now where to put my ape because I actually think it's better for me probably not to do many licensing deals and more focus on building my own IP and maybe my own stuff for the ape. So I have like a vision, but I don't know what's gonna happen in 2023. So 5 or 10 years, it's still a lot. I would like to definitely build something for Grateful Ape on the other side, so that's gonna be part of it. But it's still hard to say. It's still hard to say. We will go step by step. So we're starting with the story, and we will go from there.
That makes sense. And I know we can't see too far in the future. I just had to ask, just in case.
Uh,
But aside from, I guess, knowing the future, one question would be, do you see yourself still holding on for dear life to your ape all through your life? Do you see yourself hodling, or do you think you'd ever potentially sell?
I was thinking about this some time ago because I didn't choose this ape. This ape chose me, right? Because I minted it.
Yeah,
But I was thinking about should I like trade it for some other ape or should I switch? I don't know. I didn't know back then. I didn't know about IP licensing. I didn't know about storytelling. So I was like, oh, maybe like the more rare, the better. But I don't think you never know. It depends on the life situation, right? But selling my ape, can't imagine it. Like I can imagine, like I can imagine it. No, it's
I love it.
impossible. Like the feeling that I
Oh,
see the ape, like it's like I don't know. It's like some part of myself would die. So can't
yeah.
can't do this.
Yeah, like I feel naked without my ape?
Yeah, yeah. It's
It's
yeah.
like a
I
part of you.
Yeah, and I love it so much. So yeah, I love the ape. I love the that it's captain. I love the robot eyes. I love the tank top, the pink fur. I love everything. So we have a great pink Ape DAO community. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
It is amazing. Well, I'm glad to hear you say that because I would never sell my ape either. I don't care if someone offered me over $1 million, whatever. I really see more value than the money. And yeah, using my IP for great things. And if everything comes to fruition, I would have achieved my childhood dreams. So yeah, I feel the same. Definitely never selling.
It would be weird, but if
Yeah,
someone come and give me $1 billion, I think it's probably better sell, maybe give some money away, and then buy another ape and build a different story. Maybe that Grateful Ape, I don't know, but definitely $1 million. It's makes no sense to do it, right? So because
yeah,
I spent so much time building this brand, and actually, when I was in London, if I just walked there, no one knew who am I, right? So no one even cared. But when I put my ape on my T-shirt, people recognized me, and it definitely changed the energy. So
yeah.
like building this for so long and then getting rid of it, like I don't think so. So yeah,
Yeah, I love your answer. It's basically a part of your identity. And yeah, I couldn't imagine, I guess, seeing you as a different ape. Even Mr. Suits, if you know that ape, he now and again flips his profile picture just for like some fun. And I'm always like, huh? Oh, I didn't
yeah,
even realize it was you. And it's crazy, because I think he's got a few apes. And
yeah.
yeah, I think definitely keeping your, I guess, main ape that you've built a brand around and identified with, I think is definitely the smartest move for the future.
Hmm.
I guess money does talk 1,000 words, and sometimes it's difficult to give up that life-changing
Exactly.
sum, and no one ever knows until they're offered it,
No.
but who knows? But I
And
do know that I love your ape, and it suits you greatly.
yeah, and it's always based on a different, like on individual situations. So what I'm saying doesn't work for maybe other people,
Yeah,
but my situation is this. And actually, about the future and IP licensing, if I would license the ape, it would be really amazing to license it for some kind of movie, animated movie, or something that would be able to share my story. That would be the best. So my story would be shared on more platforms. So like my character would be part of that movie, for example. That would be really cool.
yeah, for sure. That would be amazing. Like I
Yeah.
see us all in the future in cartoons, in movies, in blockbuster, in huge hits, even Netflix series, documentaries. I see our whole combined bunch of stories one day in a Netflix series, because anything is possible. And there's so many of us again with some interesting backgrounds and history and stories going through the last almost 2 years. I think
Yep.
it's inevitable, and I'm really excited for that. I think all of our apes could become superstars one way or another.
Love that. Love that.
It's super exciting. It is. Like I see so many great things for our future. And for that, I am very grateful.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you are going to be in the community forever as far as the eye can see, because even if you did flip an ape, you're going to flip. You're never going to completely leave the community, from what I
Exactly.
gather.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Me too. And I'm going to keep my whole little family of collectibles. So my Bored Ape, my Mutant Ape, my Kennel Club, my other deeds, and some Ape Coin. I'm always going to try and, be in the system and grow and build through it. And if enough of us do that, then who knows what the future's going to hold? Who knows what could grow and could be built? Like it's epic.
And it's also amazing part of the story. Like if you look back in like, I don't know, 10, 20 years, and you be like, you minted this ape. It's like you minted the punk. Like it will
Yeah.
it will be something crazy on the journey that you will share with your grandkids, or I don't know with who.
Yeah.
So it's really great. And like selling the ape would be really, for me, like it would be very, very hard. Like I don't know
Yeah.
why would I do it. Like yeah, if I wanted to sell, I should sell it like 400,000 and not now. But even when I had like a lot of assets in high value during the bull, like I like them. That's funny. That's degen.
Yeah, it's true degen style. I feel the same. Like, I guess there's lots of highs and lows and everything in between. And I think it's definitely displayed what kind of people we are, where we've been true to ourselves in what we've done. Because I guess money is always important. Unfortunately, we're on this treadmill in life where you need money for everything in some way, shape, or form. And unfortunately, that is the driver for most human beings. It is the way the cogs turn to move the whole system. And even though it's a con, and if you dig deep enough, it's definitely not really of the value that we are deemed to believe, still we need it. So of course money is important, and even magic internet money can be withdrawn. So it does truly display, how much we're in it for the art and the community and what we love, and how much we, I guess, value money in the real world. Because to me, I could live literally very simply. I could live in a very simple place as long as I've got the beach and sunshine and happy vibes around me and good people. I don't need a lot of money. I'll crack open a coconut and I'll drink tequila all day. I do not need much. But I've lived in lots of different ways in this world. I've had many different lifestyles, and I've lived a very high life, and I've lived a medium life, and I've lived very simply. I've tested it all. And I've realized that money, as much as it's important and we need it to eat and survive and to live, also we kind of don't. It really does depend what country you choose, what place in the world you are, and what you need the money for, and the value of your currency compared to another currency. There's so many ways someone can
Yep.
work this life. You just have to be creative and a little bit clever about it, and not live by one country's rules if it doesn't appeal to you. Just move country if you can, if you've not got many responsibilities, because there's so many ways you can alter your ways of living to live a better lifestyle, even on less. You don't need great amounts of money for everything in this world. Just depends on your wants and
Like
desires.
for me, money is important right now in the ways like, creating that animated movie so more people, can enjoy the story. Doing some crazy event during maybe NFT NYC, so we can invite a lot of friends, and having a great time, build a story, like use it for the, we can say business, or, using for enhancing the story of the GratefulApe, and doing like better and bigger shows, doing live shows and stuff. That all you need,
Yeah,
you need money to do it on the bigger scale, right? So
yeah,
yeah, we are thinking about some stuff like, maybe, but we will have to we will have to wait for the bull run. But imagine doing something like some kind of contest that the winner can get a Tesla for, maybe, I don't know, art contest or something like that, right? You need money for that, so that would be amazing. So
yeah.
that's where I would spend, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. If you're investing in things of
Investing,
value
yeah.
where you can give back to others, for example, and you can put on great events and shows, yeah, that's different. When it comes to general life, I think people choose how much money they spend by how much they upgrade their houses or their cars or their technology, or, getting bigger and bigger, better things when sometimes you don't actually need it. So people sort of waste a lot of money on an extra room they don't actually need, for example, where that
Hmm.
could actually be invested into something that could gain value over time, especially if it's grown in the right way and nurtured. So yeah, but definitely real life events, anything that can make your NFT project better and greater, a value to the community who support you, all different things like that, where even, they could be winners of ETH or ApeCoin, or you can have an other deed, or yeah, a real life, car or wherever it might be that someone needs. Those things are fabulous, and definitely money is a great tool to invest in those things. So I
Yep.
totally agree with you. Yeah, and it's exciting and it gets everyone excited, and obviously then there's more hype and vibes that you don't need bots for. So yeah,
Yeah, and
it's
I think
amazing.
that's great that Yuga has a long runway for them, so they can really focus on building and doing crazy stuff, and
Yeah.
they don't have to care about money right now that much, so that's great.
Yeah, it's a good feeling. Everyone can kind of relax a little in the hands of yoga.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like we're not worrying, even though, even if they don't put many statuses up or are not really in that much contact with us, bar retweets, I still feel, safe in the hands because they've led us into trust.
100%. Yeah.
They haven't run away.
No.
They haven't done like an FTX thing and gone to the Bahamas without us.
Yeah. And Bahamas are close from Miami, you know that.
Yeah, yeah. Wouldn't mind taking a trip there actually. Maybe we can make a real life event there.
Yeah, exactly.
Considering like even for my project, I'm looking for the perfect real life island. So I'm definitely doing some ground research before I
I
put
love it.
any, before I dig into my pockets. But I'm so excited because that'll be a great way to bring people together as well. Anyone who holds an NFT, for example, will become a membership to the real life
Hmm.
island. Like that's the idea around it. But there's even a greater goal to my project. That's just a part of it. That's like a tiny bit of alpha because I've not actually publicized anything I'm doing, even though it's super exciting and I'm bullish and I can't wait.
I
So
love
excited.
it.
Yeah, I love it too. So excited to again bring people together, get to meet people even on a greater level because there's nothing like meeting in real life. There's nothing like putting a human face to that profile picture and really understanding who's who and yeah, who do you gel with the best? Who do you get along with? Who have you got this mutual interest with outside of NFTs? Like who are we really? It's such a great way to get to know people when you can literally have those experiences in a setting in real life. It's again invaluable. It's amazing. It's something special about this space because before NFTs, I wouldn't meet someone if I didn't know their name and see their
Yeah,
profile picture. Because that's basically like a catfish, if someone's a bit false. So
exactly. Yeah.
to be able to meet people who are actually anonymous is a bit strange, but it's amazing as well.
100%. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So sort of anything that's burning inside of you to get
Uh,
out.
yeah, I would like to share just the last thing and we talk about it a bit for sure, because I see many people, they are incredible people. They have a skill, they have everything they need, but they just give up, or they just don't do they just don't do things on regular basis,
Yeah.
and nothing is like magic here, you can work towards everything. So if you just keep going, if you persist, if you think about what you're doing and have some goals and visions, like everything is possible in this space. So just guys, don't give up and keep going. Like if you tweet 5 times and no one reacts and no one likes, it doesn't matter. Keep going, and keep going. That's the most important thing. And never stop learning. That's the other thing. I just mentioned in the last Twitter space that one of my most favorite quotes is the who stops being better stops being good, right? So never settle, keep going. That's the message from me.
I love it. Like there's a lot of knowledge in knowing nothing. We can always learn something from someone. And in an hour conversation, there's always a golden nugget that someone might have not known before or thought of. So yeah, I absolutely love that Grateful Ape. That is absolutely an awesome way to wind down the show. A good bit of inspiration to acquire some discipline and keep moving forward. Never change your dreams and your goals. If there's a roadblock, just reroute. The dreams and the goals do not change. Never let them go. Just aim for the stars and yeah,
Let's
don't stop.
go. Love
Let's fucking go!
it.
Exactly, exactly. Oh, amazing. Oh, Grateful Ape, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. I'm so grateful you are here today. I love the fact that we've met in real life and now you've come on the podcast, and this podcast will be here forever. We will last forever on the blockchain together forever. And there's something so special in it. And I'm just so happy that you are here. Thank you so much. It's been absolutely epic. You are amazing.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure. It was amazing. And can't wait to meet you in the real life again next week. Let's go.
Let's go. Okay. We're gonna make it. Let's fucking go. Tequila. Woohoo! We're gonna make it. Sam. Thank you so
I love
much.
it. Thank
I
you
love
so
it.
much for having me. It was great.
I hope we can do this again. And yeah, definitely can't wait to see you in Miami. Let's go!
Let's fucking go!
Woohoo! Thank you so much.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
Epic. I'm so happy. It's been so amazing. I'm thrilled that you've come on the show, honestly. You're awesome. Awesome.
It was so much fun. It was great.
I love it. I love it. Yeah.
So
I
good.
can't wait. So I'll see you back on Twitter, Pam. And yeah, take care. Have a great
Take
day.
care. Are you celebrating Thanksgiving today?
Always. Every day is Thanksgiving to me.
Amazing. I love that. Amazing.
Yeah. Woohoo! Let's fucking